Murphy is like the most. I mean, we talk about Joe Linton being the most improved player under Eddie Howe, but Jacob Murphy must now this season be that player.
Yeah, well,
steady on.
Well, I think it's a genuine question because I think I thought about just asking this question really at the moment.
Who's got the biggest mouth?
Like, yeah, well, I mean that the pictures were chosen deliberately. Like, but seriously, Murphy has come so good. He's come so good in the last couple of months. Like, he's genuinely warranting his starting place, and I think the fact that that is even a sentence that I've uttered is frankly astonishing to me. Because we all thought Murphy was a championship player. We all thought he was limited. And Almiron, who's our second top scorer this season, scored some really vital goals. I think I'd put Murphy in ahead of him at the moment, genuinely.
I think there's an element where that is at the moment true because Miggy's been injured. He looked a little off the pace last night. He's been back for a couple of games. But I think if you looked at Miggy early on the season was pretty irresistible with all those goals he was scoring as well. It's confidence again, isn't it? But I think the issue with both these players is that neither of them. I think we love them. They're kind of they're Newcastle heroes and they'll be remembered for being part of this team. But I don't think either of them are good. They're not our super quality players, and I think it's the fact that we've got other players around them that are so good now that they can play with a bit more freedom and confidence because they've never lacked for effort. I think that's the thing.
Yeah, I get that. I think there's an element of truth in that. But what I do think also is that going forward, if we qualify for the Champions League, which is looking highly likely now, to be fair, we'll need a squad where players there won't be a first 11. There'll be a squad of players who will be asked to come in and do jobs in games. And whether that's coming off the bench, whether that's starting a game, we've now got more options than we had. And presumably in the summer, we will add to those options. And that will give us some sort of strength going forward. I mean, everybody's thinking it's going to be really hard to cope with the Champions League or whatever we're in. But and you need a squad of players who are capable of doing what these players are doing now. And whether it's because of the players they've got around them that they're better, it doesn't really matter, does it? At the end of the day, they're producing performances which are really,
obviously the standard of the team has improved. So we have got a better level of play. We've got Pope, we've got Botman, we've got Bruno, we've got Isak. So the quality has improved in the team. So that will help. But the fact is, Murphy, for example, still has to go out and do what he does. Yeah. And he's been, his performances have genuinely been fantastic recently. He's contributed, obviously he's chipped in with goals now and but his all-round, it's not just that. It's his all-round performance, his contribution to the team and how trust him massively.
Yeah.
Because
I was just going to say, Ian, I think the key in all this, I mean, we talk about him playing with better players, and that's true. But the biggest thing to Jacob Murphy and probably to Almiron and to Joe Linton is actually Eddie Howe, because he trusts them, he believes in, and also if they have a good game, they're not dropped. He never, if you play well and you win, and that's why there's not that many shocks in the team that when he doesn't change it, because he gives the players that confidence that you play well, and I'll pick you. And I think there's an element of that as well, that they're trusted to do the job.